Hi, Angelica. Can you tell us what's happening now in real estate?
So, according to the National Association of Realtors, there is a statistic right now that millennials are the number one first time home buyers in the nation. Now, I'm a millennial, so I know what it's like to be in your mid 30s and having to own a home for your very first time. And I remember the experience of having to get there. I remember really discreet, not discreetly, but specifically how scared my husband and I both were. I think it's really important to help today's generation, especially like the client that we just closed, having to help a military buyer purchase his first home at a very, very young age here in San Diego County,
Mm-hmm.
one of the most expensive places here in the US,
Yep.
position other people in getting there. So I think right now, having to educate the average consumer or first time home buyer, like a millennial, how to get there, how to purchase a home, how to position yourself financially to have a strategic plan that is tailored to someone's personal livelihood.
Yeah. Definitely a very scary process. Why? Because you got to meet with a financial mortgage advisor like myself, and we're going to honestly, in a nice way, tear you apart to put you back together.
Mhm.
And some of us that have been doing this for a while, we understand the fear that goes into somebody sitting with us and kind of laying everything out,
Yeah.
right? Uh, because we're the ones that are going to tell them, you're ready, you're not ready, we need to work on this. But a lot of folks have been declined. A lot
Mhm.
of folks have gone to lenders and they tell them, you don't qualify, but are not given a path forward. What do you think a client that's been on the fence, that maybe it's been turned down, what is the next step for them?
Well, it's a very unpopular opinion. And from my own professional experience, from what I've seen, I think it's very important to get a financial diagnosis. It's kind of like going to the doctor and getting a physical, especially when you're military and you're changing physicians and you're trying to find who your primary care physician is going to be.
Yeah.
It's really important to acquaint yourself with a mortgage expert or a professional in the mortgage industry who is going to give you a financial diagnosis. I think that's step one. And it's really scary, especially for someone who is a millennial and who loves instant gratification. Having to hear that you're not ready to buy a home right now in today's age, it does hurt. And it is painful to hear sometimes. But I think that's the reason why having to choose the right agent, the right professional in the mortgage industry is so important and paramount to someone's success, especially for the first time home buying journey. So that's the number one first step. I think the next step, once you are able to get over that hurdle, is to actually sit down with your real estate professional and your mortgage expert who and actually take a look at where you're at, because maybe you might surprise yourself and actually can afford a house here
Correct.
in San Diego County. But even if you're not ready, I think it's also important to understand different variables. Just like when we go to the doctor, someone might tell you, okay, maybe you need to hydrate more or exercise more. So, depending on the different variables that somebody has, like going back to the doctor example, if you need to hydrate more, if you need to exercise more, or have more sleep, it's the same thing when you're analyzing a financial profile.
Mhm.
What does your credit score look like? How much income do you make? What was your past employment history like? So these are things which I'm sure you're the expert who always asks these
You would
questions.
make a great loan officer.
But I think that's important.
Yeah.
I think most people don't understand what that first step really looks like, because people hear that I'm going to get my credit pulled. And even if you're not ready, I think it's important for them to hear from professionals like ourselves that it's okay. Because in order for us to help you, help us help you, by having to sit down and really let us walk you through the process by holding your hand.
I agree, 200%. It's a scary process. We've both been through it. And you're not a number, right? You're a human being, honestly, and you want to be treated like one, not like just another number on the wall where you go in and you come out, but you're not given a plan. I think that's what sets us apart. That we really treat all our clients like our new family. And so that makes a huge difference on how they feel when they walk out of our office. Because even if we're not able to help them right there in the moment, we don't let them walk out feeling like they lost something. They walk out feeling like there's a plan. And that's, I think, a huge difference. And that's how I feel we operate.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the other things that I really pride ourselves on is following up with our clients, making sure that if they go on vacation or if they go visit family members or if they have a job relocating trip for any reason and coming back here, knowing that we're still here for them to lean back on and that we're going to greet them on their happy birthdays and anniversaries and everything. I think that's really important because, just like you said, this is a relationship business, not transactional.
Absolutely.